And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge.
Fans of boxing never thought this would happen. The internet star Jake Paul, who became a pay-per-view draw, just fought Anthony Joshua, who is one of the most dangerous giants of the last 10 years. And the spirit of the game changed as soon as they walked up to each other. Because, let's be honest, Jake was much bigger than Tank when he faced Corbin Davis. He looked calm and sure of himself, like the bigger guy who was ready to pick on the smaller one. But when Jake walked up to Anthony Joshua this time, he stopped being the bully. He looked like the person who might lose. At the same time, everyone who watched felt the same way. This meeting is crazy.
And everywhere I've been going, I just talk about Anthony, and I don't have, I'm global, so it's just such a good fight for the sport of boxing. And people will think I will die, but I will show them why I can rise against all odds and beat him.
Not everybody thinks you'll die. Tyson Fury says you'll knock Joshua out. What's your response to that?
Smart guy. He sees what I see, I think, which is a weak chin in Joshua and a guy who's very, very beatable.
Now, it's the 50th anniversary of Rumble in the Jungle in Congo. Could you imagine you fighting Anthony Joshua there at the site of Ali Foreman?
That's a genius idea.
It's possible.
I think it's possible. That's what we should make happen.
And lastly, if this is happening, what's your final word to Joshua as you leave Wembley, where you may face him next?
Man, I'm going to embarrass you in front of the whole world and steal your whole legacy and embarrass you.
The fight was heated. Jake tried to keep that same confident smirk that he always wears to these kinds of events. He walked the walk and said he thought he could beat AJ. He claims that Joshua's game is flawed. He says that being big doesn't scare him. He says that faith is everything. He said it over and over again with the same strong belief. He always has.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know I will
got knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. But I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of people. I will not beat David Benavidez.
Then you see Joshua. The person was calm, quiet, and cold, and they didn't seem moved or bothered in any way. The picture spoke for itself, so AJ didn't have to say much. One man looked like he was about to face his toughest test ever. The other person looked like he was about to get the easiest bag of his life.
What they ran from. I delivered what he asked for $50 million for. I'm gonna give him a $50 million knockout.
I honestly listen to what people say sometimes. They're avoided, this person's running. I honestly think some people are deluded. Really, I do think that they've got some sort of a long-term concussion because no one's running. In terms of 50 million, I'm a businessman. If there was 50 million on the table, you think I'm not gonna take it for a fight?
That's what makes this meeting so different. There is no way that Jake is standing next to a former MMA fighter. Jake isn't facing a smaller man like this. There is a two-time heavyweight winner across from Jake Paul. A man who really hits hard. Someone who beat the monster that everyone told Jake to stay away from, Frank Ngannou.
Jake Paul could last 3 rounds with Anthony Joshua. 3, 2, 1. You've seen he's called him out, presumably.
Yeah, in 2026. I mean, that's like me saying I'm going to go for the gold at the 2028 Olympics for surfing. It's clickbait, but he might just be mad enough to have a go. It's very dangerous, very dangerous. I mean, you saw a guy who has the same size as AJ and who has much more ability than Jake Paul, which is Francis Ngannou. And you saw what happened to him, and that was scary for a while. So, yeah, we can joke about it, but I don't recommend it for Mr. Paul.
I like Jake. He's a good promoter, very good promoter, and he's a funny guy. He's got a great sense of humour. Got good people around him, the key, so they know their business. There's a massive weight disparity, and that's a tough thing to give away, especially with somebody who's got so much physical advantage over him, and he's a young guy, AJ. He's not an old guy, he's a young guy. Will it happen? Who knows? Anything happens sometimes in our sport. But I think that is a big ask of Jake beating him. Big ask.
As soon as this fight showed up on social media, everyone said the same thing. Jake Paul is crazy. How does a person go from facing Gervonta Davis, who was half his size, to Anthony Joshua, who is 250 pounds and can hold heavy things? How do you skip over those big steps? That doesn't make any sense.
Now, you've gone from a 250-pound world heavyweight champion to a 135-pound, 5'6". I mean, it's bizarre. You know, you've got a cruiserweight fighting a lightweight.
But to see how we got here, you have to go back and look at the chaos that led to this point. There was no reason for Jake Paul to fight Anthony Joshua today. He had a fight planned with Gervonta Tank Davis. And everyone in the sport was talking about that fight. A lot of people were taking sides, and the excitement was crazy. Jake was a lot bigger than them. Some people really think Jake could beat Tank just because he is bigger.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
You don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. You think that Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
That's
what I'm saying.
Jake Paul,
he's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up,
move on,
and absorbing punishment and walking forward, then look, there's a weighted advantage.
But that whole plot fell apart overnight. Tank's legal problems blew up. Someone he used to date put in charges for kidnapping and battery. The fight with Jake Paul was immediately called off after lawyers got involved, and court dates were set.
Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again. And once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. This is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier, and while everyone is innocent until proven guilty, this looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah. You know, if you do something like 6 times, people are going to believe you did it the 7th. So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was going to get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul fight. Because it was announced the day after the charges were dropped. The Jake Paul fight isn't for another week, so does this put this in jeopardy? No, probably not, because it's a civil lawsuit. I don't know how keen Netflix is going to be promoting a massive fight for tens of millions of people to see with one of the stars being on trial for something like that. So I'll let you know more as more details come out, but I don't think it's going to canceled, but it might. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
It couldn't be changed. It couldn't be saved. Tank was in a lot of legal trouble. And Jake saw months of work go down the drain.
With or without the ankle monitor on?
That's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit is trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name
You want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Tank wasn't a joke, and Jake was mad, sad, and annoyed about it. Tank was a name. Being able to beat Tank would have looked great on Jake's resume. And the fact that Jake lost that fight made him look for a new one very quickly. He put Francis Ngannou through it, that didn't get anywhere. Even though Ngannou went by, Jake didn't stop because Jake is Jake. No one saw that coming from him. He went after the person who hit Ngannou so hard that he passed out.
I want to change subjects just a little bit here. And Anthony Joshua, there's rumours circulating he could be fighting Jake Paul next. One, do you think it's good for boxing? And two, do you think the fight will happen?
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he'd probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight right now. So why would he not do it? I mean, not that he needs the money right now anyway, but if he's going to do something, if he want to get a good win to put him back on the scene, that's a perfect win. You get a lot of money doing it.
It was Anthony Joshua he went after. Jake did a lot more than just jump weights. He went from one world to another. He skipped each step. He did not follow any rules. All eyes are on him because everyone wants to see the same thing, whether they like him or not. Jake Paul is being knocked out. In words, Dana White said it, it's not smart to fight. This is not what Jake should be doing. Jake is going to get hurt. But that's why everyone is going to watch. They want to see if Jake Paul finally falls and doesn't get back up. Tony Joshua isn't the same as Ben Askren. He's not Nate Diaz. This man is not Tyron Woodley. Anthony Joshua has great heavyweight skills that are among the best in the world. He is clean, well-groomed, strong, and has fought and sparred with guys who could break lungs. Now Jake Paul is brave enough to fight him in front of everyone on Netflix. That's crazy. They're having fun. And that's just the kind of chaos Jake loves. The Joshua thing is crazy. Is that a real exchange? Jake is crazy, and it's likely true. Francis Ngannou had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out before I saw Joshua knock him out. The guy was out for about 5 minutes. If he gets into the ring with him, a bell will go off, and puns will be thrown. It's over with Jake Paul not being a real boxer. The talk is over. Fans couldn't stop talking about the fight. Jake was looking into the eyes of a guy who could literally lift him off the ground with a single uppercut, but he tried to act like he wasn't scared. AJ was just standing there and looked like the ultimate boxer boss. Jake is trying to show everyone that he belongs there. AJ didn't even have to answer. The picture itself told the story.
But Anthony, listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that, not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do it. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights, you knock him dead as a nit, and good luck with it.
So says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How's that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know.
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it's fucking fixed, don't you?
The most crazy thing is that Jake has wanted this fight for a long time. A lot of people think this matchup just happened, but Jake has been teasing about it for years. He always said he thought he was good enough. He said all the time that he wanted to fight the best. But no amount of time can get him ready for someone like Anthony Joshua, even though he is very sure of himself. Jake can train for as long as he wants, whether it's months or years. But going up against AJ is a whole other level, world, and universe. That's why some people think this is the craziest choice Jake Paul has ever made. The pros have already said something about this fight. There are laughs. A few people are calling it suicide. Some people are saying that Jake is crazy. One thing they almost all agree on, though, there is only one way for this fight to end. Anthony Joshua really hurt Jake Paul. Anthony, pay attention. Mate, don't go diving with this Jake Paul. Don't do that. No way. Not for $1 billion. My P. Do not do it. Do not follow what other people have done. Do not use colors. You should kill him with a blow to the head if he fights. Tyson says he'll bet £1 million that Jake Paul will knock out Joshua. What do I mean? How does that work? He can't finish. Joey Joshua's dick could knock Jake Paul out. If it goes any other way, please give me a story. You know it's fixed if it goes any other way, right? But here's the thing. Not only will Jake Paul leave this fight in an ambulance, but he will also leave with one of the biggest checks of his career. AJ will too. This event will make a lot of money. Netflix will have a lot of new subscribers. Streams are going to go crazy, and both guys will leave with a lot of money.
What do we think about AJ Paul?
No, I don't like the fight.
No, I don't mind it.
Listen, I get why AJ would do it. It's big money you're going to get, and you know. But to me, he has to go in there and brock up Jake Paul, and he ain't going to do it, innit? Because there's probably some sort of.
Well, you don't think he can brock up Jake Paul?
No, I don't think he'll go out there. He'll go out there and school him, but he won't. Listen, if AJ, if that's a proper fight, they're not even lasting a round.
Yeah, well, we saw Mayweather knock out Logan and hold him up on the ring. We saw that, innit? You get me? Mayweather knocked out Logan and he held him
AJ
up.
versus Francis Ngannou. Look what he done to Ngannou, the UFC
No,
fight.
but I want to see that. But I want to see that against Jake Paul, Black.
Yeah, everyone wants to see that, but we ain't going to see that.
And that's like a Motorola, fam. Did you see that?
That's I wasn't even thinking of that. So look at Ngannou, look at the size of him, look how dangerous he is and what AJ did.
This is the thing.
Round one. Imagine if he
Eddie
went
Hearn,
out there. That's why I can't take that serious.
Eddie Hearn saying he was supposed to do an undercard fight anyway, against someone that no one knows. But he's going to do 8 rounds against Jake for tens of millions. So he's still getting his little run out before the new year.
Broski.
And then he's supposed to fight Fury next year. That's what Turkey's saying.
Don't you as a boxer, don't you get infuriated with these type of fights? Be real.
Nah, what are you talking about? If you get offered a Jake Paul fight and you tell me you're not taking it, bro, I'll lose it.
Wait, hang about.
Them things they change your life.
He started all of this. Him,
He started.
but
influence of
This is how fighting is run. Jake is aware of this. AJ knows it. That's why this fight is taking place. Because the sport is uncertain when it has risk, chaos, fame, and money all in one. Jake Paul loves things that aren't planned.
I get it, right? If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? AJ should and could, more should, knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like, if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area Cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Just. Like, AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like, this is a no contest from the beginning.
He talked Tank out of their fight. Ngannou turned him down, but he didn't back down. Instead, he took the most dangerous path available. This fight is being called a bad idea, but everyone wants to see it, which is why it will be one of the biggest events of the year. Jake thinks he can make everyone shocked. Everyone else thinks that AJ will really scare Jake. Soon, the bell will ring, and the truth will be revealed under those lights. One thing is for sure, fight night will happen. Jake Paul isn't afraid to go after things that seem impossible. Anthony Joshua isn't afraid to punish people who lie. Fans aren't afraid to watch chaos happen live. This is Anthony Joshua vs. Jake Paul. This fight changed everything. No one wanted this fight, but everyone is going to watch it. The video for today is now over. Leave your thoughts in the box below. Make sure you like this movie and follow Fight Motive. See you in the next movie.